Today, we're talking about absence of vitiating factors, elements in a contract law that can undermine the legitimacy of a contract. These factors interfere with the free will or consent of the parties involved, potentially affecting how enforceable that contract is.
Vitiating factors interfere with the free will or consent of the parties involved, potentially affecting how enforceable that contract is. Common vitiating factors include things like misrepresentation, mistakes made by either party, duress or pressure, undue influence, and even illegality. These factors disrupt the fairness of the contract. When vitiating factors are present, a contract might be considered void, voidable, or even enforceable in court. This means that either one or both parties may have the option to walk away from the agreement without facing the legal repercussions. On the flip side, a contract that is free from vitiating factors is legally binding and enforceable. Both parties are fully aware of the terms, understanding their obligations, and haven't been forced or misled into agreeing. This ensures fairness and mutual understanding. In the following sections, we will explore common vitiating factors in detail, the impact of contract validity, and examples that show why it's crucial to avoid these factors for a valid contract.
In this part, we can see there is few importance of absence of vitiating factor. The first one is to prevent fraud and coercion. Did you guys know that the absence of vitiating factor like mispresentation or duress prevents fraudulent or coercion practice during contract negotiation? This is important in ensuring that parties do not manipulate or pressure each other into agreement that they otherwise would not have entered to. Secondly is to protect the integrity of contractual agreement. When a contract is free from vitiating factor, it protects the sanctity of agreement. This can help that business and individuals to operate with more confidence and knowing that the contract they are into are more be honored and enforceable. Thirdly, to ensure mutual consent. To create a valid contract, both parties must be enter freely with full knowledge and understanding of the terms. If any vitiating factor is present, it may indicate that the consent was not genuine or informed. This is especially important in ensuring fairness and equity between two parties. The fourth one is promote fairness and equity. Did you guys know that vitiating factors like undue influence or unconscionable terms can lead to one party being unfair and exploit to the other party's position? By ensuring the absence of such as factor, the law promotes fairness in contract formation, protecting both parties from unjust or one-sided agreement. The last one is to protect against exploitation. The absence of vitiating factor prevents one party from exploiting or coercion to others. For example, duress or undue influence might force someone into agreeing to terms that they would not normally accept, and mispresentation can trick someone into entering a contract based on false information and understanding. Without this factor, both parties can be assure they are making decisions based on accurate information and free will.
So, I'm going to show you the common vitiating factors. When making a contract, certain elements can affect the validity of the agreement. These elements are called vitiating factors because they can weaken or invalidate a contract. Here's other main vitiating factors. The first one is misrepresentation. When one party provides false information to another, leading them to enter into the contract, if a party relies on incorrect facts, the contract may be voidable. Secondly is mistake. When both parties are under a misunderstanding about an essential fact of the contract, if a mistake is significant, it can make the contract void. Thirdly is duress. When a party is forced or threatened to enter into a contract against their will, this pressure can make the contract invalid.
My name is Elisa Ariana, and I will briefly explain the concept of misrepresentation in contract law and why its absence is crucial for a valid contract. Misrepresentation occurs when a false statement of fact is made by one party, which induces the other party to enter into a contract. It's important to note that the statement must be about a fact, not just an option or belief. There are three types of misrepresentation, which is fraudulent, negligent, and innocent. Let's look at an example of a contract with no misrepresentation. Imagine a seller honestly tells a buyer that a car is 2 years old. The buyer relies on this truthful information and agrees to buy the car. In this case, all statements made during the negotiation were accurate and honest. Now, when there is no misrepresentation, both parties are entering the contract based on true and honest fact. No one is being misled or deceived. This ensures that the contract is formed with genuine consent, which is a key element of a valid, enforceable agreement. The absence of misrepresentation maintains trust and good faith, supporting the mutual agreement between the parties. In summary, misrepresentation can invalidate a contract, but when it's absent, it leads to a valid and enforceable contract.
Let's look at duress. Duress in contract law refers to situations where one party is forced or pressured into entering a contract against their free will. This pressure can come in different forms, such as threats or harm, and the party under duress feels they have reasonable alternative but to agree to the contract. A contract entered into under duress is voidable, meaning the party under duress can choose to invalidate it. So, there are three types of duress. First one is physical duress, when one party threatens to physically harm the other party or someone related to them unless they agree to the contract. Secondly, economic duress, when one party uses financial threats or undue economic pressure to force the other party into a contract. Thirdly, duress to goods, when one party threatens to damage or take away the other party property unless they agree to the contract. If there is an absence of duress in a contract, it means that both parties voluntarily agreed to the terms without being subjected to any form of coercion or undue pressure. The absence of duress is important because it upholds the principles that contracts are based on free consent, which is essential for a valid and enforceable contract.
In conclusion, the absence of vitiating factors is essential for ensuring a contract is legally valid and enforceable. Vitiating factors like misrepresentation, duress, and undue influence can distort the agreement and render it void or voidable. A contract is only enforceable when both parties willingly and knowingly agree to its term without being affected by any vitiating factors, ensuring fairness and mutual consent in the agreement.